Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for February 2022. This is your monthly reading for February. This will be part one, and there will be a part two. Part two is going to be available immediately after this video premieres. So they're going to go live at the same time. I'm going to do, I'm going to call this like a matrix spread or something like that here, Pisces, where we're going to, you'll see what's going on in this spread in just a minute, but that's going to be that. Again, part two will be available down below, but after this video premieres. So let's see here. I'm also going to lay out 3 cards on this side as well, and I'm just picking these at random. So let's see here, Pisces, what is going on for you. In your first row for the month of February, you have this staff card. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. I almost feel like this is a realization that you are having. You also have this crown card over here, and we're going to cover these cards as well, but this crown card says honor and respect will come to you, and then you have the 9 of Swords kind of in this little section right here. This is why I'm calling it a matrix spread, because it's like everything is going to line up, right, Pisces? But I don't know, it's a crazy idea I had. But anyway, I feel like a realization that you have had in the recent past is that, really, no matter what happens, you always are either taken care of, or that good things will always happen for you, especially with this staff card. Again, I feel like this is something that you are kind of moving away from, this type of energy. In this first row, you have the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and you have the Fool card here. I do feel that some of you are, I'm just seeing this as something you want to get away from right here, this 9 of Swords energy. It's almost like it could be a thought. Again, you have the crown card right next to it, which again says honor and respect will come to you, but we could think crown chakra, things like that. And I also feel like it has a lot to do, I feel like this top row, this whole entire top row has a lot to do with your thoughts. It has a lot to do with the, thinking whether or not something is worth it or not. And that's the 7 of Pentacles, right? And then you have the Lovers, could be around love. I feel really it could be around pretty much anything at all. It's almost like this top row is really saying to me that some of you, it's like things have been spilled. You even have this ink pot as your last card. And again, we're going to cover all this here, and you're the first time I'm doing this type of reading for, by the way, so I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about reading it, right? But I'm just going with the flow here, Pisces. But what I would say is it's almost like there's some cleaning up that needs to be done in your vibration. It's a really good month for you, Pisces. I mean, really, like I said, February is much better than January in general, astrologically, and this does look good, but I just feel like there's some energy that needs to be cleaned up here. You have the 3 of Wands next, and you also have the Fool. Both of these cards kind of represent the same thing to me. They both can represent a leap of faith or needing to take a leap of faith, because the 3 of Wands is it is a card of just waiting for your ships to come in, but it's like a card of waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment, Pisces. And sorry, I wanted to make sure I was actually recording the audio, because I looked over and it didn't look like it, but we're all set. But anyway, 3 of Wands, waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. You have this December card in this middle row as well. So for some of you, this could be an opportunity that's coming back around for you. For some of you, I feel like this is a thought pattern that is coming back. So you're gonna have to go back to December. What were you thinking about? Where were your dominant thoughts? Where was your brain going? But more importantly, I would also say, where was your heart? What were the things that you felt were right in your heart in the month of December? You have the Horseshoe card as well in this bottom row, and the horseshoe it just says good luck on it, Pisces. So it's like if you take a leap of faith towards something maybe that you were thinking about in the month of December, then I feel like there's a lot of success for you. There seems to be a lot of hesitation because of this 7 of Cups. I would say that the hesitation is due to fears. Again, to me, two 7s like this in the tarot can represent internal fears that don't exist, or allowing certain things to hold you back. So in the middle row here, you have this Temptation card. It just says it says Apple. It says temptation will test you. So I would be careful of any, temptations or anything like that. I kind of feel that this is more like the temptation of, picking the easier path. Like, that's what's popping into my head here, especially with that Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? The Seven of Cups is a little bit more of a complex energy, I feel, for you, Pisces, because the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like saying that maybe you have some of the things that you do want. He has some cups in front of him that do contain some of the things that he desires to have in his life. But he also has some things in the cups that he doesn't want. There are some snakes. There are some dragons. There are some mountains, could represent obstacles. And of course, we're always going to have obstacles in life. We're always going to have things to deal with. But you have the Ace of Swords right here. Literally, the sword is above the mountains on the Ace of Swords. And this just says that you will easily it doesn't say there won't be obstacles. It says you will easily be able to overcome any obstacles that you experience in the future with the Ace of Swords. So I do feel that. We keep getting, I say we because I'm also a Pisces, but you can see that there's a palm frond on this side and an olive branch on this side. The palm fronds in the tarot, they can represent survival in difficult periods of time because it's like palm trees. They grow in the desert. They don't need much water. But it can also represent a sacrifice in the tarot, the palm frond. And I do get that feeling for you where it's like you're having to sacrifice one thing to have something better. And I'm pretty sure I said exactly the same thing in like one of your more recent readings, Pisces. So there does seem to be some sort of sacrifice. I feel like what you're leaving behind is this right here is the devil. Sometimes I think maybe we hold on to devil situations because it's like the devil, right? It's like sometimes I think we stay in relationships that aren't right because it's like, again, the devil we know. It's like the person might not be perfect. They might not be good for us, but it's like we kind of understand them. We know the ins and outs and all that other stuff. The devil really is asking you, I feel, to like maintain your energy and to look at your energy until Seven of Pentacles, like where are you putting your heart and soul? I think that's going to be very important for you. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Are you wasting energy like the devil? Devil doesn't have to be an addiction. It doesn't have to be something bad. It could just be something that you're throwing a bunch of energy at and not getting enough back. It can just be that imbalance of energy. And that's kind of like what I feel here. So, really, I kind of feel like this reading is saying, look at all those things. I think the temptation is going to be to stick with something that is easy, to stick with a comfort zone with those two sevens. So, I just wouldn't do that, plain and simple. Next, you have this ink pot card. It says, problems to be resolved. Again, I just don't think this is that big of a deal. I really feel that this is saying some things have already been spilt. You can see how the ink is spilling out of this, pot here, the ink pot on this card. So I feel that there have already been some things that have happened in your life, of course, just like everybody else, that need to be cleaned up. But I would clean those things up. It's kind of popping into my head as well. It's like if you clean up an ink spill, it's like there's still going to be the stain there. So it's like part of the things that you have been through are kind of like what makes you who you are. That's what's popping into my head. You have the Lovers, the King of Wands, and the Devil in this row. I definitely feel you have a choice to make, but you already know what the choice is. Three of Wands, the Fool. Both cards, Three of Wands and the Fool, kind of tell me that you have everything you need. And you have this crown card as well. The crown card is amazing, and it's kind of like reminding me of your crown chakra. It's even purple, which is a card of royalty. And then you have this ink pot card at the end, and the ink is like the same color as the crown. It's like the two things are kind of connected. It's like the cleaning up of your vibes this month are going to be very important for you. And look at this. There's purple. Did I say pink? I meant purple. But you can see the purple on your higher self right here. The angel on the Lovers card is your higher self angel. So I feel that for a lot of you, it's kind of like you're moving towards this higher self energy, making a new decision, picking a new path. I do feel like it's going to require you to be bold and assertive with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is a card of like needing to be bold and assertive. He pretty much is. He's not like the Queen of Wands, which really says you need to be those things. He just is those things. So I feel like you have all this power inside of you with the King of Wands energy, and I really like it. And with the Devil, again, I feel like this is a choice that you're having to move away from here. I feel like you don't want to be stuck. It's like not a bad reading. I wouldn't even call this a good reading either. It's fine. There's nothing really wrong here. I think it's just saying, it's quite simple. I think that it's just saying you're walking away from a situation where either the just it's easy, right? Which can be a challenge, I would say, especially for you, Aquarius rising, Pisces out there. I'm an Aquarius rising. It's like if something becomes easy, there's no more challenge. It becomes boring. But I feel like that's true for all of you, not just you Aquarius rising Pisces. I think for pretty much all of you, if there's no more like growth opportunity, Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're getting bored of a situation. It could be love, but I really just think it's anything that you're working on, plain and simple. Seven of Pentacles, Devil. It's like anything you're putting energy into that isn't growing. Like I said, I feel like this Seven of Cups, really, I feel like the message of the reading as well is like it's really encouraging you to not settle. Crown. Think about that. It's like king energy. It's not just page energy, right? I feel like this reading is asking you to become a king, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you are, right? I feel like it's asking you to embrace having it all, whatever that means for you. Can we ever truly have it all? Probably not. And I think it's something we work towards, and I think that's the fun part, right? I don't think we should ever truly have it all. I think we should always be working towards something. And that's the fun part, like I said, creating it. So I kind of feel like that's where you're at. Interesting. There will be a part 2 linked up down below. Again, it'll be available immediately. So definitely check out part 2 down below. And we're just going to clarify this. So thank you for being here, Pisces. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising as well for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.